Boom. All right, welcome, ladies and gents. This one's more so for the gents. If you are a firefighter, if you're trying to get into firefighting, or you're just a dude who is trying to be more effective in his life, you're going to want to watch this. So this is about testosterone. That's what we're talking about today. All right, very quickly, a quick overview about what it is and how it works, why it's so important. Then how it relates to firefighting, what firefighting does to our testosterone production, and then how we can mitigate that with practices both in the fire department and outside in our personal lives. So, testosterone is your get up and go hormone. This is what allows you to be rewarded for putting in work, okay? Whether you're learning, whether you're lifting, whether you're working, this is what is giving you this positive feedback loop to continue working hard and getting after it. So extremely important for decision making, for logical reasoning, for even relationships, okay? This is what makes you an effective man. And it's very, very important to preserve this hormone and its production over time. And if you want a long-lasting firefighter career, this is definitely something to consider, okay? So naturally, the profession of firefighting is pretty deleterious to the production of testosterone, okay? And there's basically 5 reasons why. The first is our sleep, okay? You're being woken up several times a night, in the morning, and it's disrupting your ability to have a deep sleep, deep, restful, recovering sleep, okay? This is where the bulk of our testosterone production happens, okay? This is where we recover from that work. This is where we integrate our experiences from the day and we process these things in our sleep, okay? Extremely important, all right? Now, the profession of firefighting, you know, if you're working in a busy hall, you're waking up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times a night even, and you're not able to really get into a deep, restful sleep. That's okay, all right? That's just the thing that is inherent in the nature of firefighting, and it's gonna happen. However, on your days off, very important to make up for that. Very important. So, top sleep experts out there, they talk about having a regular sleep time, a regular wake up time, a routine that you do before sleep to ensure that it's deep and restful, all right? This is, you know, very basically no screens, right? Try to reduce the amount of blue light that's going into your eyeballs and messing up your circadian rhythm. Supplementing with magnesium, that's a great sleep supplement. Reducing the amount of light and noise in your room, okay? Blackout curtains, you know, trying to get it as silent as possible unless you're one of those folks who enjoys to have some white noise or some stimulus to help you sleep. All good. But 7 to 9 hours is ideal, depending on your needs, depending on your makeup, okay? Very important to preserve that outside of the fire hall. You see these bags under my eyes? Yeah, I decided to sleep in my girlfriend's place last night. No blackout curtains, you know, some activities beforehand that disrupt the regular sleep time. And that's a problem, right? That is not sustainable. And that's partly why I decided to make this video. It was like, why, you know, I know why this sucks so much, but like really, what are the long-term consequences of this? And how can I avoid this in the future? So sleep, number 1, that's the biggest reason. Okay, firefighting can be deleterious to your fitness, all right? You see, it can go either both ways, right? Either you completely neglect your health and fitness and you get a little bit too big, or you try to dial it in too much and you're going maybe for aesthetics, you're trying to look good for that calendar, and you get too lean, okay? These are both problems to the hormonal system, all right? If you're too large, you carry too much adipose fat tissue, obviously that's not good, all right? That's your body signaling, we're moving too slow, we're not getting after it, we're not getting active, and so your testosterone is going to plummet because your body's like, we don't even need this, right? Conversely, if you're too lean, you're in a caloric deficit and your body is screaming out to you, hey, we need some food, man. All right. So the hormones, they can wait. All right. We need to survive. So that is also going to negatively impact your testosterone. So what is what's the right answer? Somewhere in the middle, right? Somewhere between 12 and 18 or 20% body fat. But that's going to happen predominantly if you're strength training 3 to 4 times per week. Okay, very heavy lifts. Okay, this is going to increase your strength. It's also going to increase your local muscular endurance. So this is what is going to give you that high VO2 max that so many departments like to see. And it's also going to allow you to properly drag somebody, to properly use the vehicle extrication tools, or to force entry on a house or a building that you've got to get into. Okay, these are strength training 3 to 4 times per week with compound lifts is just going to make you a better firefighter, period. You don't have to kill yourself with cardio. You don't have to hit so many steps per day, although that's some reasonable is beneficial. You just got to lift heavy 3 to 4 times per week. If you feel like you've tried them before and, oh, this was tight or this was awkward, it's cool. There's information out there in order to fix that, okay? Work with a professional. Unfortunately, there's a lot of dis or misinformation out there that give you poor cues and inefficient alignments or leverages. But work with somebody who's competent, who knows their stuff, who's studied this, who's gotten results, be it for clients or for themselves, and try it out, right? Start light and do the big 3 compound lifts, and do it either, you can do full body, you can do upper, lower, you can do push, pull legs, it doesn't matter. But being strong is going to give you several advantages, and it's going to increase your testosterone production. All right. That leads me naturally to the third one, which is nutrition. Okay. Very often we're cooking greasy meals, we're ordering out, we're deep frying stuff. All these things we know are deleterious to the production of testosterone. Okay. It might be convenient, and it sucks when you've spent all this time to prepare a meal and then the tones go off and you got to go face that danger. But if we're looking at the long term, this is the way to go. Whole foods, cooked in a way, if you can, steam your vegetables, right? Lots of animal protein, lots of fiber for digestion and your gut microbiome, and a healthy amount of fats as well, right? We're not trying to be lean and we're not trying to be obese. Okay, somewhere in the middle usually is the correct answer. So stay on top of the nutrition. If you're not getting enough, you can supplement zinc, magnesium, and vitamin D. These are all very important to the production of testosterone. I would even add, if you're injury prone, you're putting a lot of stress on the joints and the ligaments and the tendons with the heavy lifts, get some collagen in there and some vitamin C to pair with that. And I would even add in fish oil, all right, or seal oil, omega-3s, omega-6s. This is going to help with the oxidative stress, with inflammation, but it's also going to help with your muscle density and your heart and organ function, which is all good things, right? All very important. So we covered sleep, we covered lifting 3 to 4 times per week, we covered nutrition, all right? Fourth would be some type of regenerative, recovering, relaxation practice, all right? In the profession of firefighting, every single day, for the most part, you're encountering very stressful situations, all right? Traumatic situations that are going to play on your mind and that are going to affect other areas of your life. Your relationships, it's going to make you stagnant in the gym or not go altogether, to leave the house, leave your room. And there's going to get this rumination, that happens that is no good. So you need some type of process, some type of practice to channel that into, okay? To also come down from all this stress, because all of these things we're encountering are ramping you up. And we like to match that with energy drinks, with nicotine, all that to get the heart rate going. But we need something to come back down, okay? Meditation, breath work, yoga, sauna, cold exposure, all of these things, very, very good at getting the heart rate down, getting us relaxed, coming back down from being up and aggressive and getting after it the whole time. Okay. Also, if you can, this is just a side note, I guess, about mental health and processing these things. You need some type of outlet for these experiences. All right. I've learned this very quickly when it comes to firefighting, dealing with traumatic events, is that if you take these things on and you hold them in, you constrict everything, you compress it, and you force it down, the body is going to deteriorate very quickly. So what's very important, having some type of outlet that you can funnel these things into. All right, some form of expression. You write these things down, you share them on online forums or Reddit, etc. Obviously, all anonymously, protecting everyone's privacy and the reputation of yourself and your fire department and your other firefighters and the community at large. But a responsible practice that allows you to get these things off your chest, man, because nobody can hold this in without there being consequences to your mind, to your body, to your spirit, all of that stuff. All right. So, getting some type of practice that you can decompress and let go of these things. Very, very important to allow you to be an efficient firefighter. Okay, the fifth and final thing is going to be the things that are constantly drove home to us in the department, which is your decontamination protocols. All right, we're dealing with the products of combustion, with PFAS, all this stuff. So we have to take measures to reduce that as much as humanly possible, right? Quickly after a structure fire, a vehicle fire, a brush fire, get those decontamination wipes out, wipe the big areas, the face, the neck, the groin, the armpits, right? All those areas that are really going to absorb that. But even your skin, your arms, your legs, your back, right? Your stomach, all that stuff. You got to get this stuff off. You shower as soon as possible, right? Very important. You don't want this stuff seeping into the body as much as you can. Wearing gloves when you're handling hose lines or dirty gear or cleaning trucks, whatever it is. I think it would be very hypocritical for us to mourn those who die in the line of duty due to cancer and heart disease if we weren't also taking measures to combat those things. Okay, we want to protect ourselves, get the ego out of it. All right, we're just doing the right thing here. If we protect ourselves, we're becoming more efficient on the fire ground, we're getting longer careers, and we're being more effective as firefighters. Those are all positive things, all right? And for what? Because somebody's going to make fun of you, joke that you're being too OCD or you're being too paranoid or something. It's ridiculous, right? So embody these protective qualities. This is a very important hormone to your effectiveness as a man or woman and a firefighter, okay? The job itself is going to decimate the testosterone, but we got to do everything we can outside of the job to protect that, okay? There's different seasons of life. There's going to be times where you have to, bend with life and, put your resources and your energy in certain things and prioritize certain things. But please come back to these things, come back to these practices, and build this stuff into your routine. It's not the quick shortcut, watermelon skins or kiwi seeds or something that's going to boost your testosterone. It's going to be preserving these fundamental behaviors that actually make you a better firefighter anyways. So why not do them, right? that's it. That's basically all I gotta say. Preserve your sleep, lift heavy 3 to 4 times per week, supplement if you have to, get good nutrition, protein, fiber, hydration, that's another one, healthy fats, and then get some type of restful, recovering, decompressing practice in your life that you can come back to, and then decontaminate yourself after some of these incidents. Okay, those are the big ones that you're not going to get too lost in the weeds. It's very self-explanatory, and they're going to give you the biggest boosts and improvements with your testosterone, which is extremely important as a firefighter. So thank you very much. If you liked it, like it. If you got something to say, please leave a comment. You got any stories to tell, any questions to ask, please feel free. And if you like this video and want to see some more, please hit the subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much. Much love. Peace.